Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Ryan Prosick. A man has been sentenced to 18 to 40 years in prison after pleading guilty to killing a Hazleton man and photographing the victim's injuries. According to Hazleton police, officers were called to the 1000 block of North Vine Street in February of 2021 after Joshua Hugh Kiza was seen arguing and eventually punching Franz Orsel. Surveillance video showed that Kiza punched Orsel in the head multiple times, causing Orsel to fall unconscious. After Orsel fell to the ground, Kiza stomped on Orsel's head 3 times and took a picture of Orsel's battered face with his phone. Investigators say Orsel died 5 days later from the injuries sustained in the fight. The Pottsville Police Department have arrested a man in regards to a murder investigation of a woman last week. The Pottsville Police state that they received approval from the Schuylkill County District Attorney's Office on February 21st to arrest 22-year-old Jared Rahim Abdul Ali for the murder of 22-year-old Destiny Duckett. Duckett had been found deceased inside her Market Square apartment on the morning of February 13th. The cause of death revealed that Duckett died by strangulation and was ruled a homicide. Abdul Ali was charged with murder in the 3rd degree, aggravated assault, strangulation, and endangering the welfare of a child. Abdul Ali was remanded to the Schuylkill County Prison, and he is being held without bail. A man has been arrested for arson in connection with fires set in Weiser State Park in May 2022. John Banashevsky was arrested by Shenandoah police on Tuesday around 9:30 p.m. by the intersection of Lloyd and Main Street. Banashevsky was charged with 18 counts of felony arson and had multiple warrants out for his arrest. Banashevsky is currently being held at the Schuylkill County Prison. A couple in Wilkes-Barre Township have been charged for endangering the welfare of their 6 children. According to investigators, they were initially called to the scene by Dana Elizabeth Ann Rouse, who complained that her husband was sleeping in a car in the driveway, even though they had separated. Upon further inspection, the investigators found that the residence, located on Metcalf Street, was without food, running water, or heating. The home was also described by investigators as having a foul odor due to trash, rotting food, and human feces being strewn around the residence. The house was eventually condemned, and the 6 children ranging in ages from 2 to 11 were taken into the custody of Luzerne County Children and Youth. Dana and Richard Rouse were both charged with 6 felony counts of endangering the welfare of children and were both taken to the Luzerne County Correctional Facility after being unable to make bail. Freeland man is accused of mentally and physically abusing 3 children. 51-year-old Russell J. Howes, Jr. is charged by Freeland police with unlawful contact with a minor, 3 counts of corruption of minors, and 2 counts of involuntary deviant sexual intercourse with a person less than 16 years old. All felonies. He also faces 5 misdemeanor counts of indecent assault without consent and 2 summary harassment violations. These allegations were learned by police through a child line referral on October 3rd, where 3 children, 2 boys and a girl, received a no-contact protection from abuse order against Howes during forensic interviews. A man from Wilkes-Barre is facing charges for allegedly smashing a woman's face against a coffee table when she denied his sexual advances. The Wilkes-Barre Police Department state that on February 17th, around 1:09 a.m., officers responded to a report of domestic assault between a man and a woman. When officers arrived at the bar, they knocked on the door before 54-year-old Louis Max Waybricht answered, covered in blood. Officers entered the building and noted there were areas soaked with heavy blood stains and a woman whose face and clothes were covered in blood. The female victim was immediately taken to the hospital. According to law enforcement, the victim told police that Waybricht punched and kicked her in the face numerous times before smashing her face on a marble coffee table. Waybricht is facing charges of aggravated assault, terroristic threats, simple assault, disorderly conduct, fighting and threatening, violent behavior, and harassment. The Whitehaven Center will be officially closing on Friday, but the residents have already moved out. The last resident at the center left on February 15th. The Whitehaven Center was one of several state centers that cared for people with intellectual disabilities. The closure comes after families of the residents failed to win a 3-year legal battle to keep the center open. Former Governor Tom Wolf announced the plan to close the Whitehaven Center, along with the Polk Center, back in August of 2019. At the time, 112 residents were living at the Whitehaven Center. By closing the centers, Wolf's administration sought to consolidate the existing centers for economic reasons and to encourage movement of residents to less restrictive settings, such as group homes. However, fewer than 10 residents went from Whitehaven to community settings. The majority of the residents were moved to 2 other state centers that were made open in Selinsgrove and Ebensburg. Coming up on Wyln News, need something fun to do? The Boy Scouts have something for everyone. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast, brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Melania. Tomorrow is going to be cloudy.
We want your child to be our Wyln Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on Wyln News and Wyln social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the Wyln News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns. Path Through History coming soon on Wyln, we're your local network.
Welcome back to Wyln News. A pasta dinner is being held at the Forge Eatery in Berwick to raise monetary support for a Berwick cross-country player that was struck by a bus last week. The benefit will take place on March 2nd from 4 p.m. to closing. The cost is $15 per meal, which includes pasta and meatballs, salad, and a roll. Takeout is also available. The event is being sponsored by the Forge Eatery, Lawbacks Auto and Customs, J&M Auto Appearance, and Black Ops Security Services, LLC. Along with the food, there will be a 65-inch flat-screen television being raffled off for $5 per chance and 50/50 raffles. The organizers are also looking for basket raffle items to raffle off. The proceeds from the event will go directly to Sophia Tripp's family. This year, the Luzerne County Historical Society Museum is celebrating 130 years at their current location on South Franklin Street in Wilkes-Barre. Since the building's construction in 1893, it has been in continuous use by the Historical Society. The building originally housed the Society's exhibits, library, and main offices. In 1972, the library and main office moved down the street, leaving the building to function solely as a museum. Today, if you visit, you will find a variety of changing exhibits that emphasize the stories of Luzerne County and its people. Hazel Township Little League is putting out a last call for 2023 registrations. The final in-person registration day is being held this Saturday, February 25th, from 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. at the Hazel Township Commons Building, located at 101 West 27th Street. Online registration is also available through February 28th at clubs.bluesombrero.com/Hazel Township Little League. The Tamaulipas Police Department have announced they received a $150,000 Rural Violent Crime Reduction Initiative grant. The grant will fund a 2-year program for training and education to prevent and respond to sexual violence and sexual assault. In the release, Tamaulipas Police Chief Michael Hobbs stated, "We will provide training to increase the knowledge of our officers, sexual assault counselors, and community leaders so we can appropriately respond to and prevent sexual violence." The American Red Cross Home Fire Campaign has recently reached their goal of installing 2.5 million free smoke alarms across the country and making 1 million households safer. Home fires claim the lives of 7 people every day in the United States, and most of the time, the deaths could have been prevented with working smoke alarms. As a result, since October of 2014, the American Red Cross Home Fire Campaign has been working with community partners to provide free smoke alarms, home fire safety visits, and youth preparedness programs. In the greater Pennsylvania region specifically, this has resulted in the installation of over 98,000 free smoke alarms and the education of almost 90,000 children through fire safety programs. To request a home fire safety visit or to volunteer with the campaign, you can visit redcross.org/greaterpa. No prior experience is needed. Chow down on some pizza for a good cause. You can never have too much pizza, and that's why the members of the Beaver Meadows Volunteer Fire Department are having their annual Lenten pizza sale. The money earned during the sale will go towards purchasing new equipment for the department, along with maintenance and training costs. The sale starts on Wednesday, February 22nd from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. and runs every Friday until March 31st. To order, you could call the fire company at 570-459-2874. All pizzas must be picked up at the firehouse located on 50 Church Street in Beaver Meadows. The Boy Scouts have something for everyone. Did you know the Boy Scout Troop 473 meets every Tuesday night at 6:30? Attending their meeting in Freeland can give you insight to what the boys of Troop 473 are up to, along with events and fun things you can do too.
Well, we've had a lot of special events. We've taken these guys all over the place. We've taken them to Mystic Seaport for the weekend. We've been to Gettysburg. We're actually planning another trip later in May. Where else have we gone? We did an overnight on the battleship New Jersey. So we get around.
The boys have a blast together going on trips like Gettysburg and camping outdoors in the summer. If you'd like to get to know the boys of Troop 473, you could always attend their meetings at the Banquet Hall or the Freeland Legion at 523 Center Street in Freeland. Often called the Day of Ashes, Ash Wednesday is the beginning of Lent, a time focused on repentance and prayer through personal and communal confession. Ashes placed on people's foreheads happens during a unique service during Ash Wednesday. Attendees during the service experience confession and moments where they are asked to confess their sins silently and pray. St. Gabriel's Church in Hazleton did such a service, where attendees were marked with the Ash Cross, where we were able to attend. Coming up on Hazleton's News Choice, Marty Burns braves the weather and talks to us on Let's Talk Sports. Plus, Lisa Marie is here to talk about your health on Wellness Wednesday. And stay with us for everything else we have lined up for you later tonight on WYLN TV.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
Struggling to get a good night's sleep? Then look no further. Grand Central is here to help. Grand Central Sealy experts will set you straight. When you buy your mattress at Grand Central, you can expect free delivery and setup, free removal of the old unit, and interest-free financing for up to 60 months. And of course, Grand Central's everyday low prices. Grand Central in Hazleton, helping you make your house a home.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. Subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online.
Welcome to Let's Talk Sports, brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. And yesterday we went over some of the upcoming playoff matchups, and let's look back at some past games featuring our locals. And let's start in the Wyoming Valley Conference Tournament. On the girls' side, Lake Lehman defeated Hazleton area at Holy Redeemer High School by a score of 61-43, and then the Lady Black Knights captured the Wyoming Valley Conference Championship up at Dallas High School, and they defeated Holy Redeemer 45-34. And in the Schuylkill League Championship, North Schuylkill defeated Marion Catholic 56-52 in overtime, where North Schuylkill shut out the Phillies to capture that Schuylkill League Championship. And we want to congratulate on the junior high level Valley, as they were a winner in the championship over Drums. And let's go to the ladies. Penn State Hazleton recently defeated Penn State York on the strength of 6 3-pointers. Cassandra Rodriguez led the way for Penn State Hazleton. She finished with 18 points. We then move to the boys, and let's hit the mats as Hazleton area defeated Wyoming area. Joel Mello, Mason Marola, Robbie Anderson all had pinfall victories for the Cougars in their victory. And let's go on to the Schuylkill League Championship, where Blue Mountain defeated North Schuylkill 57-54. And in the Wyoming Valley Conference Championship, congratulations to Holy Redeemer. They defeated the host that night, Dallas, by a score of 73-65. Some high school football, and more specifically leading into college, Ben Manley. Congratulations to him from Mono area. He committed to continue his athletic and academic careers at Lehigh, where he'll major in mechanical engineering and have a minor in aerospace. And the goal is to work at NASA. Some people say I've been out in space way too long and I should be working for NASA, but congratulations to Ben Manley. And coming up Sunday, May 21st, it'll be the Titan Threads Pennsylvania Scholastic Football Coaches Association East-West games. And in the small school game from Monoy area, Paul Babinski will be one of the assistant coaches, and a couple of his key linemen, David Sanchez and Louis Fry, will be participating in that small school game. And in the big school game from Crestwood, John Jones, Chris Smolenik will be participating, and from Hazleton area, it'll be Connor Shamani and Matthew Casanis. So good luck to all of our local athletes coming up Sunday, May 21st. And that East-West games will be played, I believe, at Bishop McDevitt High School. And we mentioned Matthew Casanis. He's been on our set plenty of times during the season on Sports Talk with Coach Bookman, and we joked about him often turning defense into offense, and talked about his dad and the great B-man, Brian Casanis, head coach of Heights Terrace, won the junior high championship, and he did it in dramatic fashion. 3 victories, had to win a play-in game against Holy Family. then defeated the number 1 seed Freeland, the number 2 seed Valley. Heights Terrace, the winners of the junior high basketball championship for the boys under the direction of Brian Casadas. Been through a lot here today on Let's Talk Sports. We'll be back again tomorrow. And as always, it's brought to you by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute.
Getting to the finish line starts with Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute, the region's leader in sports medicine. Our specialists use the most advanced technology for faster, better results, so elite and everyday athletes can compete like champions once again. Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute. Your health deserves a partner.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Have you ever experienced that super pushy salesperson who follows you all around? Not here.
Or wandered around that big box store looking for help in the appliance department, only to find the pink guy? Not here.
And we have an experienced, courteous sales staff here to help you find the perfect mattress, piece of furniture, or appliance with no pressure.
And don't forget, everyday low prices.
You always get a feel-good shopping experience at Grand Central in Hazleton.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the midday WYLN News update, posted between noon and 2 p.m. Powered by Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, the all-new emergency room at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is nearly double the size. Our updated facility features all private rooms, the latest technology, and a quicker, easier check-in process. Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton, your partner in ER care.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. Get ready for the ultimate sports breakdown with Marty Burns on Let's Talk Sports. Every day during WYLN News, Marty brings you the latest news and analysis on your favorite teams and players. From the biggest games to the latest trades, he's got you covered. So tune in daily to Let's Talk Sports and get in the game with Marty Burns.
Hi, I'm Lisa Marie, and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. Today I'm here with Barbara Hunsinger. Barbara's a registered nurse as well as the Director of Non-Invasive Cardiac at Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton. Nice to see you, Barbara.
Nice to see you, Lisa Marie.
So, Barbara, I went to the doctor the other day, and they suggested I see a cardiologist. And he actually asked me to go get a stress test. Tell me why someone would need it. What is a stress test, and why would I need to go get one?
So your doctor, your family care provider, or your cardiologist can order a stress test for you. Usually they're looking for a specific reason, something that they see. Maybe it's a complaint that you had. Maybe you have symptoms of coronary artery disease. What does that mean? Maybe you had some chest pain. Maybe you just had some palpitations that you're feeling, or just not feeling right as a woman. And maybe you have a family history. So that also could be a good reason why they would say, we're going to do a stress test on you. So that is one of the ways that you actually would actually be ordered a stress test. So that's what they're doing, and talking about, what are you going to expect, and, what is a stress test? So a stress test basically is a test where you're going to be with a professional. It's probably going to be an exercise physiologist, a nurse, it could be a cardiologist also. And they are going to schedule this for you, which would take probably about an hour. And you would come to the wellness center, and we would check you in, and we would take you back to the stress room. So you're going to the nuclear diagnostic area where we perform stress tests. So basically, you're going to go back there, and the girls are going to be with you. They're going to explain everything step by step so that we're going to try to alleviate all of your anxiety. So someone is going to take your vital signs. We are going to take your pulse. We're going to take your blood pressure. We're going to ask you how you're doing today. What is other important things? Well, did you have caffeine today? That's very important. So if you're going to have a stress test, we really like you to refrain from caffeine for up to 12 hours before. Why? Everyone knows caffeine is a stimulant. It stimulates your heart rate a little bit. We want you to be there in a normal status so that your heart rate is not elevated before you even start.
So another question I would have is, how about medications? Like if you were on any kind of blood pressure already or something like that, is there, restrictions on taking anything like that before you come for a test?
Absolutely. So what we do is we leave the medication information up to your physician. So when they are telling you in the office that they're going to schedule you for a stress test, they will explain to you, does he want you to take your normal medications that day? And we always leave that up to the provider. So if you have hypertension and you normally take blood pressure medications, they may want you to continue that. So when you come in that day, your blood pressure is controlled, okay? Just so that you understand that. So you came in, the girls did your vitals, we asked you a few questions, how you're feeling today. Probably we will ask you definitely, what is the reason for why you're here today? And then that would be a short answer of, why did the doctor order it in the first place for you? So then we would actually hook you up to the monitor, and we would do that by putting patches on your chest. So we would actually, the little sticky patches, put them all over your chest so that we know that when we're looking at our EKG machine there, the stress machine, we can actually see how your heart rate is doing live. All right. So once you do that, so we know that everything is good, we can see a good normal heart rate on you, we're going to ask you to go onto the treadmill. If you're capable of walking, it is called an exercise stress test. If you are not capable of walking, maybe you have bad back or your legs and you can't perform on a treadmill, then your doctor would order a medication stress test where we would start an IV on you and we would give you medication instead of you walking. And that medication would mimic and stimulate your heart rate, so as if you were walking on a treadmill, okay?
When do we find the outcome of the tests themselves, and what happens after that?
Good question. So as we tell everyone before they leave, after they're done with their tests for the day, your physician, whoever ordered the test for you, they would be the ones that will reach out to you and they will give you the results. So just remember that. We are not allowed to give results to a patient. First of all, why? Because we need that test read by a cardiologist. So your cardiologist or whoever is, reading for that day, they will read your test. They will give all the information and they will give the outcome and the results. They will post that, and then those results go back to your physician, whoever ordered that for you, and then they would be the ones that would explain to you the results, and then you would go from there.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Barbara. I know a lot of people hear about stress tests and a lot of people have had stress tests, but, understanding what it's all about. Once again, it's Heart Month. Let's learn more about our heart. Let's take care of our heart. And, there's a lot of people out there that may need a little nudge from their loved ones too, to kind of say, hey, you need to go to the doctor more often, or you're out of breath lately, or stuff like that. So we need to advocate for ourselves, but we also need to advocate maybe for others too that we love. So all this information that you're giving is very valuable and appreciated. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
And thank you for watching Wellness Wednesday.
And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.